Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you guys for joining me on the Conquer Rundown podcast. Today, I am joined by three special ladies who were very crucial to the Every 15 Minutes program, and I'm going to have them introduce themselves right now.
Hi, I'm Sarah Pena.
Hi, I'm Rose Campos.
And I'm Suryna Pineda.
Suryna's not 100% today. She's got a little bit of a cough going on, so she's going to be limited, but she is here with us. She will be joining us and participating in what she feels is possible. So, ladies, I brought you in here today to talk about our Every 15 Minutes experience. You guys were a big part of that project. And as always, I always try to express this to you. I'm very grateful for the professionalism you guys put out there, and you guys really proved a lot to me. I hope you guys got something out of it, and that's what I want to share and talk about today. So first, let's talk about what your role was and how you think you did in that project.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot my role.
Okay.
But I mean, I was just there helping Rose out. We were both working on the camera for the pre-production. And
Yeah.
that well.
So you guys were part of the pre-production team, right? And that pre-production team was setting up a lot of what we wanted to do ahead of time. So some of that was the interviews that you guys were in charge of. Talk to me about that, Rose.
Well, I'd say the interviews weren't, I feel like, not a waste of time, no.
Yeah.
But I feel like for all that we filmed, we only used like 5 seconds max. And it was like a little bit underwhelming. I thought we were going to use more of like the response. I feel like some of the responses were more impactful than the ones we used in the video.
Yeah. So a couple of things happened there, right? So first, no, a lot of the pre-interviews, Suryna could talk about that when she's ready, but they either were smiling and it didn't fit the answer, or the answer didn't fit what we were trying to put out there, right? And Suryna spent about 3 days, 4 days, just viewing the what do you think?
The interviews, like I was part of the editing. I edited the interviews, including the court scene as well. I just think most of it didn't really connect to what we were trying to send out. Like, it was a pretty serious subject we were trying to put out, and most of them were either laughing or smiling or fiddling too much, so it wasn't sort of fitting into the video.
You're welcome to hold that right here in front of you so you don't have to stand up when you're ready. Yeah, so she spent some days there just, Mr. Garcia, this isn't working. Mr. Garcia, I don't see what we could get out of it. And that's why the beginning voiceover part was just their voiceover and no video, because a lot of them were smiling, so it kind of didn't fit. But I agree with you. We shot a lot and, we only used a couple. But so Rose, so you were in charge of the pre-production interviews. In your opinion, how did that go?
I feel like, I don't really have many regrets, just things I wish I was more prepared for.
Okay. Like what?
Like, I'd say like you said, like some of them weren't being very professional. Well, not professional, but they were like smiling and laughing. And I wish I would have noticed that at first and been like, oh, we can retake the shot and do it again. But I didn't do that. I didn't really.
So that was on me, because from the very beginning, I told all three of you that I wanted to be hands off. So I wanted you guys to be the leaders, you guys to tell the story. And I started off the first one or two interviews, and then I left you guys to it. And you guys were really nervous. You ladies were really nervous. And even though that you guys got it done, you did your job. It's just I should have been more directing the behind the scenes, like telling them like, hey, this is a serious moment, and I didn't do that, and that was on me. But you guys did a fantastic job with that. So from the pre-interviews, you guys also were involved with the court scene.
Yeah.
Sarah, do you remember that day?
Yeah, I do.
Wow. Sarah, talk to us about what happened during court.
So it just all started off bad.
Yeah.
We got there. They didn't really expect us there. It was a big miscommunication. But we ended up figuring things out, but it just didn't really suit us in a way because instead of us getting a courthouse, we got
a conference room.
And it just everything was being shown. Like
Yeah.
I was shown in the corner of the room, and like if you look at the back where the TV is, you could see Tyler there.
Yeah.
The background. So it's just like I don't know. It could have been better, way better.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it was kind of a waste of time.
Yeah. So to give our listeners a sense of what we're talking about here, during the Every 15 Minutes project, after the drunk driving scene, the drunk driver goes to jail real quick where he gets booked, and then they take him to court where they get sentenced, and the court had no idea we were going there. So there we were. 3 camera operators, we had all this equipment, and 17 students, and they did not know we were going to show up. So there we were, just trying to figure out, how are we going to problem solve this? What are we going to do? Where are we going to go? What are we going to shoot? And it was just a big mess. And but that's what this is about. You know, I kept telling my students, we don't give up. We keep going forward. We have to problem solve this. And in a way we did, although it wasn't what we wanted and it's not what we had planned and prepared for, we got it done. And that was the lesson for that day. No matter what happens, we keep shooting, we keep working, and we work with what we got. And, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, Sarah was all in our shots. Suryna spent 2 weeks trying to edit that, and she did a good job. But it really was a bad way to start our production. You know, it was really, really it set the tone, and we were kind of bummed out. I'm not gonna lie. We all showed up like for the next 3 days. We were just bummed out. I just had bad visions of, oh, this is the way it's gonna get laid out. This is not good. And luckily for us, Suryna was able to pull something through, and at the end, it worked out pretty well. So talk to me, ladies. The day of the production, what was going through your guys' head?
Sorry.
You go.
Okay. I was kind of like with everything going mostly wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, it went wrong, but we problem solved it. I was just kind of like setting myself up for disaster in a way. I was like, oh, well, something's gonna go wrong, so I'll just be prepared for it. And yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say it was a disaster. I mean, we had a little like bumps, but it wasn't that bad. Like the court scene.
So let me ask you, how did you get through it that day? Because you ended up working and doing a lot of stuff for us that day of. So how did you get through just that negative feeling that you had?
I mean, I wouldn't say I was nervous. I just was like, oh, like I was just kind of wondering how it would all play out and if it was good. And I'd say it was mostly successful the day of. But yeah, I just told myself that if we got through all the other like bumps, then it's fine.
Good.
And I tried not to like get in my head like that.
Good for you. Suryna, what was going through your head that day?
I was just really nervous. Like, I don't know why. I was telling another member of the team, Alina, I was talking to her, and my heart was just pounding the whole time. I was like, I don't know why I'm nervous. I just don't know how this is going to play out.
So what was your role that day for the event?
I was one of the staged actors. Whenever they needed me, I just, Ian would put me in the place. And
Good.
Yeah, I
Okay.
was just doing that.
Okay. Sarah, talk to me. So what was going through your head the day of?
I was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it was whatever. I mean, same thing with the court day.
Mhm.
I just try to keep like a positive attitude.
Mhm.
It was. I mean, we can't really control anything if it's
Right.
just already happening.
Yeah, and you know that was one of the things that I kept preparing everyone for. Like, things are gonna go bad. I'm gonna lose my temper. I'm gonna get upset. I'm gonna be worried. And the point is, it's gonna sound like I'm taking it out on you, but don't take it personal. It's just me venting. And you guys did a great job. You saw me panic. You saw me get worried, and you guys just kept plugging along. You guys never complained. Nobody ever took offense, and you guys just kept going. And thank you for that, because I know that's difficult to see the captain kind of panic, to see the team lead kind of loses cool, and then you guys have to keep working, and that says a lot about you guys. Thanks you. So let's talk about the day after the event.
Wait, can I talk
Go ahead.
about one thing?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I feel like the only thing that kind of like,
Just threw us off a little
yeah,
bit.
Uh-huh.
it's just like, I feel like some of them just need to understand that, yes, it's good to be professional, but at the same time, I feel like some of them need to know their place
Mhm.
because
Speak on it. Tell us.
I don't want to sound rude,
No.
but it's just, I feel like you need to know when it's right to get mad at someone.
Uh-huh.
I'm not meaning this towards you. I'm just
Yeah.
like talking about like the entire crew overall. I mean, like I feel like you need to understand when it's right to get mad at someone or when it's not,
Uh-huh.
because me and Rose did experience some
Yeah.
disrespectful
Okay.
encounters with some people. And we had some interactions that we wish we didn't
Uh-huh.
because it like threw us off the entire day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because we didn't expect it. We only
Uh-huh.
expected it from one person, which we thought was going to be from you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, it's whatever.
Yeah.
But we got that from a couple of the crew members, and we're like, we shouldn't be getting treated like this. We shouldn't be
Yeah.
getting treated like this.
Yeah.
Well, go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. I was like, in a production, it's okay to be upset, but you also have to have a level of respect for everybody you're working with. And I feel like with certain people, we weren't given that.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things that happened was we weren't able to really all work together at one time because there was 3 components to this. There was the AV club, there was video production 2, you here, and then video production 3. And we never got a chance to like team bond and so that we could get to know each other so that people could know, I don't like to be talked to this way. I don't like to work this way, or there's other ways to get my attention. You don't have to be a jerk about it. And I never got a chance to get that team bonding. I'm going to work better at that. I can't speak on what happened that day, or 'cause either I wasn't there or mentally I was out of it. But yeah, that's not cool, especially because this was all volunteer. I chose you because I've seen your skills, and we'll talk about the competition in a quick bit, but in a second. But yeah, that was something that I wish I could spot it on the spot and either addressed it right then and there, because I didn't want to put you guys in that situation where you guys felt uncomfortable on somebody else. We have a relationship. We have a bond. We worked for 2 years to try to build this. So hearing this from somebody else, that's out of line. Yeah, I agree.
I just feel like it's not that even the team bonding would
Mhm.
have worked. It's like, it's totally understandable if you're like really stressed out and like you need to release it,
Yeah.
but at least apologize.
Yeah.
Because
And that never
that
happened.
never happened.
No.
That we
Mm.
just got yelled at.
Oh,
And
no.
like, from a person we didn't expect it from, especially. So it's like, there is no reason, because there's like a difference between getting mad and just like,
Being a jerk.
yeah. And then like that's what happened.
Really?
Yeah. And it's like,
Yeah.
we
You-
really expect, like, we expect respect.
Uh-huh.
If, like, we expect it to be provided to us because
Yeah.
we're all working on this.
And you know what? I want to thank you because you did not bring this up to me the day of. I think you guys felt where I was
Yeah.
mentally. You guys saw me, and thank you for not bringing it up, and thank you for holding on to it. And this is what this is about. You guys get to express that. And you guys mentioned that to me, and I haven't found a way to address it. I don't know how I want to address it. Maybe we could talk off air on what we need to do to rectify that. Or if it's done, it's done, Mr. Garcia. We're okay with it.
I feel like it's done. It's
Okay.
happened.
Okay.
But I mean, it would be good to address that. I mean, like, apologies work.
Yeah.
Like, like.
And I also have to figure out how to make them understand, like, hey, there should only be one room for a jerk at that time. And that's
Yeah.
Mr. Garcia. I'd rather be that person than everybody else. You guys got to
Because, like, we did what we were told.
yeah.
And they heard that.
Mm-hmm.
They heard what we were supposed to do, but it never, I
Mm.
guess, went through them.
Okay.
But it's just, I mean, it happens.
Okay. Well, thank you for keeping it professional. You guys, at every single time when I needed something, you guys addressed it. Suryna was in it at every single time. Every time I handed something to her, she was editing it. Rose, you produced the interviews. You guys did everything exactly how it was supposed to be. So thank you. So throughout the whole production, you guys kept it real, and I hope you guys had fun, except for that moment. But we'll talk about that another time. So I kind of jumped the gun here, and I wanted to talk about your experiences the day that we saw the film. What were you guys going through?
I'd say Well, in some parts, it could have obviously improved
Mhm.
even better. Like every production, you're always
Yeah.
gonna find something that you wish you would have done differently.
Especially because you're
Yeah.
so close to it,
Yeah.
right?
But I'd say it did for most people. It did a pretty good job at like giving out the message.
Okay.
Like when I saw it, I didn't really like I've seen it while editing it
Uh-huh.
and just like snippets that you showed us, but it really makes a difference, like all put together and
Good.
cleaned up.
All
So
right.
I'd say it did a pretty good job.
Okay.
And a lot of the people at the assembly were, I'd say it was really like it did its job.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Like with the assembly, I didn't expect it to be as emotional as it was. Like
Right.
I didn't know there was gonna be a guest speaker,
Yeah.
or like our PE teacher here went up to speak too.
Yeah.
And I remember just seeing like the moms all next to me, and they were crying. And I was walking out of the assembly, and some girls were next to me, and then they were talking about it. They were like, oh, I didn't expect this assembly to be as sad as it was. Like, I just expected it to be like whatever. That's how I felt. I
Yeah.
was all like, well, I didn't expect it to be like either. So I was glad that it was able to have that effect, and that it turned out that way.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the assembly really contributed to the video
Mhm.
because of the fact that we had guest speakers, we had the students like The Walking Dead, and a couple of the others that were dead on arrival speak about it, because I feel that's what really contributed to like the emotional
Yeah.
and like all the emotions that were placed into the video. Because I did notice that like a couple were like giggling and
Yeah.
laughing, but I mean it's understandable because some of the shots were a little like wonky in a way.
Right there. Let's stop right there. And that's what we've been talking about from the very beginning, that Grim Reaper scene.
Yeah.
For the
did
listeners,
like
Sarah and Rose, right from the jump, right when I introduced this video to them, they raised their hand and they were very vocal about like, that Grim Reaper is going to take everybody out of the mood. Let's not do that. And I was like, okay, it's out of my control, but I am going to ask. And for a whole 2 weeks, they promised me, hey, no Grim Reaper. We don't have a Grim Reaper. We're good. So I was very happy to express that to you. At the very last minute, they bought a costume and they found this tall person to wear that Grim Reaper. And you're right. You're right. It took people out of that
I
moment.
feel like it just like really threw people off because like especially in the classrooms, you can notice that some of them were like
Yes.
giggling and like just like kind of like a shocked fake,
Yeah,
like
it's like
fake look.
the over the shoulder shots of the Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
And right as they walk in, it's everybody's smiling. Or
Yeah.
it's not even that, just confused, but not a good confused. It's just like
Like what's going on?
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so I interrupted you. So what was your state of mind when you saw the video up on the screen, knowing you contributed to that video?
I thought it was whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the person that really contributed to it was like Suryna. I mean, she did most of the editing for most of the stuff, which was really good. But I just feel like there were some places where I was like, damn, like I'm in this shot. But I mean, that was out of your hands.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I tried to fix it,
Yeah.
but I was asking Mr. Garcia, and he was just like, "Well, it is what it is." Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
leave
I mean,
how
it
is."
happens.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff we couldn't control. Most of the stuff we just had to go with, and like.
Yeah. But you did contribute a lot. Don't limit to what you did. A lot of the times your presence there means a lot to me. Because now I could just say, hey, Sarah, go take care of this real quick, or go do this. Like you at the court scene, you helped me a lot. You over here during the productions, you guys helped me a lot. You being there for your friend Rose as she's editing a 911 call, that helped a lot, right?
Yeah.
So your presence meant a lot, especially with putting the party scene together. Rose, tell us about the drinking scene, please.
The drinking scene, I'd say, well, I tried my best to salvage any like good parts of it, just trying to like make it as what you asked me to make it. And I'd say I'm pretty proud of myself for
Yeah.
it. I'd say it was like, I'm gonna be a little biased, but I'd say it was my favorite part of the video.
Yeah,
But,
I agree.
I think it was good. It was
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, it was.
Obviously you changed some stuff, like it made it better.
Mhm.
So I'm not like complaining about that, but it was really good, and I'd say it really contributed to the whole like.
To be honest, you
Yeah.
only had 2 days to edit that.
Yeah.
You know, I
And-
gave it to
yeah,
you
I
on
was surprised
Wednesday.
yeah, I was surprised that I finished it so soon.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, I gave it to you on Tuesday, I believe, and then you had it ready for me by Wednesday, and then all I had to do was just tweak a couple of things, but you did everything that was required, and that's what I'm saying, Sarah. You were there to help her, you were there to assist her, and you know that speaks a lot of the team bonding that we have here. Okay, so. Again, just to say I'm proud it's not enough. I'm really happy with what you guys were able to do. But you guys are also part of a bigger project that we started off early in the year. You three ladies formed our first film festival competition team. And we entered a competition back in December. It was called Peace on the Streets. Okay, Rose, tell us about that competition.
Just it was it was just like the theme that they gave us, like, oh, what do you think could contribute to peace on the streets the most? And you got to choose out of whatever you thought, and just have a lot of creativity in creating a video that really speaks on your message that you're trying to send. And I would say we did a really good job at showcasing that.
Yeah. So we spent some time. We went around the room and we just said, what ideas do we have? And the one idea that you spoke up on was
Random acts of kindness.
Random acts of kindness. And when you said that, it was like a sledgehammer, like boom, like why didn't I think of that? Like that was already in me. I already know I've been talking about random acts of kindness, but you hit it right on the spot. This is exactly what we needed. And then you built your team. You had Sarah, then you had Suryna, then we accidentally threw Dante's in there. And then, next thing we know.
Albert, a little bit.
Oh, and that's right. And Albert. I forgot about that guy. And then next thing we know, we're filming a rough draft, our first pilot, and that went really well.
Yeah.
And I think that's where you started to build more confidence in yourself and in your idea.
Yeah, because when I spoke about that idea, I've never really done anything like this, and it's kind of cool to see that I built all of it from scratch, from the confidence that you're talking about. I got very more confident in my skills after that, and when I kind of just said that idea, it really stuck with me, and I was like, oh, this is what I want to build up and make.
And then that's exactly what happened. So then we go about and we ask our drama teachers to support this idea that we have, and throw a couple of students our way. And I think she did a good job. We got the right students that we needed for that, and then production time happened, and that was a good production. I think we knocked it out in about an hour, maybe even less than that. 2 weeks later, we get an email saying that we won third place, right? And that was another eye opener for me, because that was where I'm headed with this conversation. Is not just to share what we've done and what we've successfully managed to earn as a competition, but you guys just planted that seed that, our school does not have a video production or a film competition team. And that's where we're going towards next year. So the future for video production is right here with these three strong young ladies. And they will be forming our first ever Los Altos film competition team next year. So in video production 3, they will be part of our competition team, constantly looking for competitions to enter, but also you guys will be part of our film festival. We're trying to put together a district film festival here, and not only will we be airing our projects during our film festival, but we're also going to be hosting it. So that's going to be our whole district, our elementaries, junior highs, and other high schools will be entering, and just to show the creativity in our little community, the go-getters in our community that are willing to sign up and put their short films out there for people to judge them, and hopefully we get some good ideas coming from them. So I want to thank the three of you for doing that and planting that seed and nurturing it and supporting me and bringing this to light. So what else is in the future for you three? Let's start off with Sarah. What's in the future for you? Whether it's production or personally, what do you have in store?
I'm still stuck on that, but I really want to get into film and photography.
Okay.
I've started off recently. I've been doing it more outside of school now.
Good.
I film for these DJs.
Shout them out. Give them a shout out.
Their name's Vendance.
Okay.
They just started off recently, but they're doing really well.
Good for them. Good for
Yeah.
you.
And then I'm gonna be working with like a clothing brand.
Ooh, talk to me.
It's one of my friends' clothing brands, but they kind of like have people to grow off of. So
Good.
it's like it works.
Good.
So I'm be taking photos for like their websites and stuff.
Okay, so working in music, working in fashion, and working in marketing. Is that you? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Congrats. Rose, what's in the future for you?
I have a lot of ideas, but I just haven't acted on any. Like Sarah, I do want to do film in the future, like continuing on doing it and just growing my skills. But I haven't really acted on any of it. I'm just kind of laid low and gone with the flow and like, oh, whatever is thrown in front of me, I'll do it.
Okay.
But I am planning on doing a like little movie with he's actually in your AV club, Patrick.
Okay.
He asked me if like, cause he knows that I'm in this class, and he asked me if I wanted to help him out, and so yeah, I'm just helping him out and seeing where it goes.
Good. Just because our AV club, to test out the film festival idea that we have, we're doing our own small in-club film festival. And that's how we're going to start to work this out, seeing what we need. And I'm glad Patrick reached out to you.
Yeah.
Good.
But yeah, I'd say it's going pretty good, but I do want to do more outside of school and kind of following my own path instead of just doing whatever is handed to me.
Good.
Which I think I will work on a
Good.
lot more.
Well, that's all part of Video Production 3. Next year, you guys get to tell me what do you guys want to work on. So I'm glad to hear that. Suryna.
I'm still thinking about it. I have a bunch of ideas in mind, but I know one thing. I do want to get into photography. I've always liked photography. One of my biggest influencers is Mick Rock. He's a musical photographer, and I've been going to concert venues recently, and just looking at the photographers take pictures of people, it just really like influences me and inspires me. Like, oh, maybe that's something I want to do. So I'm still thinking about it. I don't know for sure, but I'm still a sophomore, so I still have some time to think.
Do you currently have a camera?
Yeah, I have 2.
Okay, good. All right. And last question. This is the reason why we're doing this podcast. Tell me, what did you learn about yourself, Sarah, Rose, and Suryna? What did you learn about yourself from this project?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't think this was in me because like I'm not that positive. But I just learned that I could keep a good attitude when
Yes.
there's like people around me that
I
are like
agree.
being negative.
I agree.
And I don't know. It's just like I didn't think I had that much patience too. So it's like
Can I just say, you do bring something to the table. You keep saying you don't do much, but you do. Like, again, I keep telling you, like, you were there for Rose throughout this whole process. You have been by her side. You guys were in charge of the 911 phone call, in charge of the party scene. You were there for the interviews. Like, you did a lot, man. Like, stop saying, like, I didn't do anything.
no, but I was just like I was there. I was there for Rose, but it was just more of like a presence. It was just, I don't
That matters. That's called an assistant. That's called a friend. That's called a support buddy. That's called an editor's assistant. Like, you were there for all of this. Like, could she have done this without you? Yes. She bounced some ideas off of you, which made things better. You guys were both there giggling, laughing at all the videos, making it a fun for her, making it an experience. Like, trust me, like, stop doubting yourself. Like, I got confidence in you. I chose you for a reason, and you lived up to it. So, like, I learned a lot about you too. Okay. So, Rose, what did you learn about yourself?
I surprisingly learned quite a lot regarding Sarah. Like she did help me out
Right.
because when I was editing, I'd be kind of unsure about some of the shots or the order that I put them in. And I'd always just ask her like, oh, hey, does this look good? And then she'd tell me and then give me some advice on what to change. And it did come out really good.
Exactly.
Like, she contributed. And the 911 call too.
Right.
I had some help with her too. So even though I was editing it and doing most of the stuff on the computer, she did more of the like opinions and what would look best.
Yeah.
So yeah, I also learned that I work kind of well under pressure, because when you gave me the party scene, it was really close to like whatever day we were the like crash scene was going to be filmed. And so I was like, oh, I might not have this done in time for me to give it to you. And I actually did it like really quickly, and I wasn't even like under pressure or nervous. I was like,
and that 911 phone call too.
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah,
you had
that
that to
too.
me within 2 days, like
Yeah.
well put together, and I was like, wow. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about you too, kid.
Yeah, so and I also learned that I'm good at like bouncing off of things. Like you just gave me a really like rough like guide of what you wanted the party scene to be, and I kind of went off of that, and it turned out really good. So I'm good at like doing that. Also editing. I didn't really know that I'd have the potential to do something like that and make it.
Yeah. Yeah. Suryna.
I also agree too. Editing, I didn't know I was able to finish in time, or just like put something together like the court scene that was difficult to do and make it like the best it could be. 'Cause I never found editing my strong suit. I always put off editing. I was more into camera operator and stuff. So that was one thing I learned, that I was okay at editing. Another thing is I probably like to work alone most of the time. Editing showed me that too, as well as just like the teamwork of everyone, the AV Club, Video Production 3 and 2. It was just like seeing a lot of the stress, just like, oh, maybe I should just go work alone. Maybe I do like editing. So like, yeah, it was just something like that.
Yeah, a lot of the times you just put the headphones on, you got a mouse in front of you, the screen in front of you, and you get in the zone. And so, yeah, I agree with you. Sometimes when I don't want to work with people, and just put the headphones on and just start editing. So in the background, we're currently watching the party scene that Rose put together. Again, well done. Well done. I love it. I love it. Well, ladies, thank you guys for joining. Before we leave, do you guys want to plug anything? Do you guys have anything that you guys want to promote? Any bands, any DJs, any clothing lines, anything that we want to put out there for the very last time before we get going?
No, I do not. Not yet.
Okay. All right.
Actually, no.
Okay. Well, thank you, ladies. I really appreciate your presence, your effort, your hard work in this Every 15-Minute project. And the competition team has really opened up a lot of doors for us. It proved a lot to us. And it proved that my program is working, and that if I trust in my students and I give you guys the tools that you guys need, you guys could do some great stuff. So thank you guys very much. And we'll see everyone else around the bend. Thanks.